Imagine yourself on a misty mountaintop in Myanmar, cooking some rice, some vegetables, and maybe even an assortment of meat to enjoy with your family later on, while overlooking the vast green rainforest below. This is what life looked like for the Karen people before the beginning of their sufferings due to the civil war with the Burmese in Myanmar. I served as a missionary for 2 years amongst a community of Karen people in St. Paul, Minnesota, and have done deeper research on the civil war happening in Myanmar for the past couple weeks. We are each part of a human family, and as such, have an individual and collective responsibility to help others in need, whether at home or abroad. The Karen people are just one group of many who are in dire need of outside assistance to help end their sufferings due to the Civil War. Today, I hope you can know why and how to help. The Burmese and Karen people are two different ethnic groups in Myanmar, which is a country just west of Thailand, having over 135 ethnic groups in it. During World War II, the Japanese invaded the country of Myanmar with the Burmese help. Daniel Falcon, a writer at the Reef Center at Christopher Newport University, states, "When Japan captured Rangoon, the capital city, the British forces retreated to India, leaving the Karen at the mercy of the Burmese and Japanese, who began systematically killing the Karen. The Japanese occupation ended in 1945, but the killing didn't. What started as attacks on the Karen people has waged a full-fledged ethnic cleansing on the Burmese part of the Karen race, and the Karen people took up their arms to help end this ethnic cleansing and save their people. Because they did that, it has been called a civil war that has lasted over 70 years now. Not only have the Burmese military committed heinous war crimes against the Karen military, but according to Jitterpoem Kaikom, a journalist for the Diplomat magazine, the Burmese army has reportedly laid over 2,000 anti-personnel mines on a north-south line to stop further civilian movement from the mountains to the plains. Essentially, the Burmese military is blocking any possible escape route for Karen citizens being chased out of their village by the military. These people keep running until they either step on a landmine or are caught and brutally raped and executed. Now that you know more about the 70-year civil war happening between the Karen and Burmese, let's take a look at what's causing this horrible thing to continue. According to the article on Guardian newspaper written by Hannah Summers, Myanmar is number 7 on the list of 10 places in crisis that the world chooses to ignore. This article illustrates the point that countries are aware of this conflict, but no official government action has been taken to help the people most negatively affected by its intensity and longevity. But why have none of these countries, including the United States, stepped in to help end this conflict? For most people to care about foreign conflicts, there needs to be some kind of direct impact on their lives. George Freeman illustrates this point in his Forbes article titled "The American Public's Indifference to Foreign Affairs," when he writes, "It's not that Americans are disinterested in foreign affairs, the Karen conflict included. It's that their interest is finely calibrated. The issues must matter to Americans, so most issues must carry with them a potential threat. Unfortunately, according to this quote, the ethnic cleansing happening in Myanmar during this civil war on the Karen race has not met the criteria for the U.S. public or government to be concerned too much, which has allowed it to continue for over 70 years now, untouched by the United States and other countries in the United Nations. Now that you know a little bit more about why this civil war has continued for over 70 years, I would like to suggest 2 possible solutions to this ongoing issue. First, I believe the most powerful solution to the tragic consequences of this civil war on the Karen people is for the United Nations to act in unison to stop the effects on the Korean people. According to the United Nations website, its one central mission is the maintenance of international peace and security, which it does by working to prevent conflict, helping parties in conflict make peace, and creating the conditions to allow peace to hold and flourish. If this is actually the UN's one central mission, the 70 years civil war and ethnic cleansing happening on the Korean people is a great place to start to fulfill that mission. This solution is most likely to have a greater, longer lasting impact than any one country or organization can accomplish on their own. While it is my opinion that this governmental solution would yield the greatest impact for the Korean people, the next best solution is for us to take personal action to fight the effects of the civil war on the Korean people. We can do this in two ways. First, educate ourselves on how the Korean people are being affected and how they are suffering. Second, we can take time to figure out what we can donate to the organizations that are working to provide relief to the Korean refugees, whether in Myanmar, Thailand refugee camps, or here in America. Today, I introduced the 70-year civil war and ethnic cleansing of the Korean race in Myanmar. I shared what has been causing it to continue, and last, suggested two solutions to help bring peace to the Korean people and help them return to live their normal lives. After today's speech, I hope that you can better understand the current situation of the Korean people and how governments and we as individuals around the world can help step in to help end their suffering. I invite each of you to educate yourselves on their situation and the needs of the Korean people, and decide what time or means you can sacrifice to donate to an organization working to relieve their current suffering. Thank you very much.